Hi there. Today I'm going to go over how to set up a tripod and mount the camera onto that tripod and begin shooting for your stop motion project. So you want to get a tripod and you need to make sure that it has the attachment plate on it. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take off this attachment plate. Now you do that by depressing the black lever and swinging away the gray lever. Let go of the black lever and it should lock the gray lever in place. That'll allow you to take out the plate. If you look at the plate that mounts to your camera, on the bottom side it'll say lens with an arrow. You want that arrow pointing towards the camera lens. So you're going to place this onto your camera body and you're going to thread it on. You never want to thread the camera onto the tripod. That's poor practice because you'll never quite get the camera straight. So you thread this on, and it doesn't need to be super tight, it just needs to be fairly tight. So you get this on here, make sure it's nice and snug. If you've done this correctly, you should be able to just mount the camera and have it snap right into the base here. Do this over something in case it falls off. There you go, it clicked in. That where it's not going to fall onto the ground. So my camera is now securely on the tripod. I'm not going to mount the tripod or extend the legs to get them where I want them to go. There's quick releases, so you want to make sure you use the uppermost quick releases first. And you'll extend the legs out. Don't pull them all the way out, make sure they're most of the way out. You can make sure that they're about even, and then you close the quick releases. Do not force these quick releases. Don't force anything. You risk breaking it. The other adjustment point on these tripods is right here. It's a toggle. It's a silver toggle that either allows the leg to extend this far out, or for a wider base, it can come out that far. I suggest you have it toggled so that it only goes out a lesser amount. Make sure all the legs are the same. And then you're going to get your tripod mounted. Make sure all the legs are pulled out the same amount. You don't want to have them very close. It creates a very unstable base for your camera. So these are all out the same amount. There's a bubble level on the tripod if you want to use that to make sure that your tripod is perfectly level. But typically you'll have your tripod head pointing somewhat down towards your subject. You want to flip out your live screen view. Make sure your camera's on. You can check your adjustments. I suggest adjusting your camera before you have it mounted on the tripod. You're going to hit the live view button, which is nearest to the eyepiece here. It's got a little red dot beside it. And that will show what you'll be recording with still images. Now, in order to have your subject in perfect focus, you'll want to have your subject where it will be recorded. And on the very top left-hand corner of the camera, there is a little magnifying glass with a plus symbol in it. It's a blue magnifying glass. So what I would like you to do is, you're going to zoom in. Make sure you have live view on. You're going to zoom in. Your camera mode will, of course, just be in the on mode, not in the video mode. You're going to zoom in. And in the bottom right-hand corner of this live view screen, it'll say ×5 or ×10 magnification. And that means it's giving you a 10 times digital magnification of what it'll be recording. You can move around what it's magnifying by using the D-pad on the back of the camera. So move around the D-pad until your subject comes into the screen. Then you'll use the manual focus ring. You want to make sure that there's a little button on the left-hand side of your camera lens that says AF or MF. You'll want it on MF for manual focus. So make sure it's on manual focus. Then you'll focus your ring and you'll observe in your viewfinder until it comes into perfect focus. To zoom out, just hit the plus magnifying glass and it'll automatically zoom to 1 by magnification. You're now ready to begin shooting. So depress the shutter release button, which is right here. That'll take your first shot. It'll show you a preview. Make sure it looks good. If you're unsure, ask your instructor to come over and they can help you adjust your camera if need be. Then you move your subject and take your next shot. The more you move your subject between shots, the more jittery or the more jumpy your final stop motion will be. But the faster it will be to complete your, get your shots taken. When you've finished, turn your camera off, remove it from the tripod, take the plate off, take this and make sure that you then take out the SD card and plug it into the back of your computer to upload your images, or use image capture and USB cable. But make sure that you get the images off the camera right as soon as you're done shooting.